Imagine that you've just had a tough day and you're scrolling through social media. Pictures of people celebrating, living their best moments, flood your feed. They're smiling, surrounded by friends, traveling to exotic places, or simply enjoying a perfect day. As you see these posts, what's your immediate reaction? For many, it isn't happiness. For others, instead, it's an unsettling feeling, a sense of stress that starts to build up. You may feel like your own life lacks value. This feeling stems from one of the biggest sources of unhappiness: comparison. In today's world, we are constantly bombarded with images and stories of others' successes, and it's all too easy to fall into the trap of jealousy and envy. These emotions are deeply human, but they are also the enemies of personal happiness. Comparing ourselves to others only magnifies dissatisfaction and lowers our self-worth. We begin to think that everyone else has it better than us, but what we fail to realize is that we're not seeing their full story. We're seeing only a curated highlight reel, not the behind-the-scenes struggles that everyone goes through. The root of envy and comparison. Jealousy and envy often arise when we feel a lack in our own lives. Whether it's the financial success of others, their relationships, or their career milestones, we may feel that we are falling behind. But here's a powerful truth. Envy will not improve your situation. It won't make you happier, wealthier, or more successful. In fact, it does the opposite. It keeps you stagnant, constantly focusing on what others have rather than what you can achieve. In Buddhism, the Buddha recognized this universal human tendency and taught a powerful antidote to envy: mudita, or appreciative joy. Mudita is the practice of finding joy in the happiness and success of others. It's not just an abstract concept, it's a very practical tool for cultivating peace and contentment in our own lives. Embracing mudita, a path to inner peace. When you see someone experiencing success, instead of feeling jealousy, try to genuinely wish them well. This is easier said than done, especially when you feel like your own life is in a rough patch. However, by wishing happiness and prosperity for others, you're not only counteracting the negative effects of envy, but also inviting more positivity into your own life. Let's consider a real-world example. Suppose you have a colleague who recently received a promotion. You may feel that they didn't deserve it, or perhaps you believe that you were more qualified. The immediate reaction might be envy, leading to resentment. But if you shift your mindset and genuinely wish for their continued success, you'll find that the bitterness fades. You begin to focus less on what you don't have and more on what you can do to improve your situation. Practicing mudita doesn't mean ignoring your own challenges or pretending that everything is perfect. Instead, it's about acknowledging that success is not a zero-sum game. Another person's happiness does not take away from your own potential for happiness. Breaking the cycle of negative thinking. The more you practice this mindset, the easier it becomes to let go of envy. And as you release envy, you also release stress, anger, and discontentment. On those difficult days when you feel like nothing is going right, remind yourself to practice mudita. Instead of spiraling into negative comparisons, take a deep breath and focus on what you can control: your own reactions, your own efforts, and your own path. There are countless stories in history of individuals who overcame personal struggles by focusing on their own journey rather than comparing themselves to others. Take, for example, Helen Keller, who despite being blind and deaf, achieved extraordinary accomplishments. If she had spent her time comparing herself to those without disabilities, she might have been paralyzed by envy. Instead, she focused on what she could do, and her legacy continues to inspire millions. Similarly, Oprah Winfrey often speaks about the importance of staying in your own lane and not letting comparison distract you from your goals. Despite her challenging upbringing, she did not allow envy or comparison to derail her. Her success came from focusing on her unique strengths and aspirations. How to practice mudita in daily life. Now, you may be wondering how to begin practicing mudita in your own life. Here are a few practical steps. 1. Start small. Begin by consciously wishing well for people you feel neutral about, perhaps acquaintances or colleagues you don't know very well. As you become more comfortable with this practice, extend it to people you may have envied in the past. 2. Use affirmations. When you see someone succeed, mentally say something like, "May they continue to be happy and prosperous." Repeating this positive affirmation helps rewire your brain to associate success with joy rather than jealousy. 3. Shift your focus. Every time you catch yourself comparing your life to someone else's, shift your focus back to your own goals and achievements. Celebrate even the small wins in your life. Success doesn't have to be grand to be meaningful. 4. Surround yourself with positive people. Be mindful of the company you keep. Surround yourself with friends and mentors who practice mudita and support your personal growth rather than those who encourage competition and comparison. The transformative power of mudita. As you practice mudita, you'll notice a profound shift in your outlook on life. You'll begin to realize that happiness isn't limited. It's something that grows as you share it. The more you celebrate others' successes, the more you'll find to celebrate in your own life. This practice also has broader implications for society. Imagine if more people embraced mudita. If instead of competing with one another, we supported each other's growth and celebrated each other's successes. It would foster a more compassionate and connected world, one where happiness is shared, not hoarded. The ultimate lesson: happiness is an inside job. At the core of mudita lies a timeless lesson. Happiness is an inside job. No matter what external circumstances surround you, your happiness depends on your mindset and your ability to find joy, both in your own life and in the lives of others. In conclusion, overcoming jealousy and envy through the practice of mudita is not just a Buddhist teaching. It's a universal truth that can lead to greater fulfillment in life. By celebrating the happiness and success of others, we free ourselves from the cycle of negative thinking, and in doing so, we open the door to deeper, more lasting happiness for ourselves. The next time you catch yourself scrolling through social media and feeling a pang of envy, remember this. Instead of letting jealousy take root, plant the seeds of mudita. Celebrate the success of others, and in time, you'll find that your own life is filled with more peace, joy, and contentment.